Good morning, welcome to an Easy Trader update. This is Kim Watson speaking on Friday the 30th of January. Charlie's away on the ski slopes on the piste as we know it, but I decided to stand in and do a quick recording for his live trading session. Now, I recorded this earlier this morning as I was calling it to the guys all on my computer, which has got my charting package and my software for the trading room, so it's as I called it. So please bear in mind if I'm talking about talking to one of the traders or anything as they come in the morning, but it's a review just as it happened, so hopefully you'll find it useful. Okay, I'm going to run it now. Okay, we'll take a long cable. Let's just see if we can work this mainly towards the pivot. It's starting to, so I've taken a long position. We don't need a big stop here. I'll put a 10 pip stop on, but targets will be taking relatively, if it moves up before the 8 o'clock period, maybe taking profits quite quickly, or some profits quite quickly, and lock and move things up. It's been a hard old few days with cable. What we've got here is quite a sell-off on the hourlies. It just moves back into its monthly pivot there. Overall, what was a bull flag yesterday's rolled over and is looking weak, but we have just got that little signal that could see us move up a bit further in the short term. Okay, just going to pause this recording for a little while and see how this works out. Okay, so it's been quite a few minutes, 5 minutes or so. We're still hanging in on this long on cable. It's not really had the immediate quiet reaction that we often get with these in the morning. It's quite slow. There was a double divergence running into that support area. Still holding on. I'll be back shortly. Okay, cable started to move ahead a bit now. We'll be looking, it's getting closing in. We'll be looking, if it's before 8 o'clock, at taking a proportion off at the 200 moving average here, which is sloping down along with the 5-minute 21. 5's only just crossed the 50, so there's a reasonable chance we'll get some resistance at that point, although we have tested those sort of price levels before. Earlier on we have made new lows, so it may just hold again, so we'll be looking at taking half off at that point. Also, the target I was originally looking for will effectively be fractionally, well, actually on that point. So that is the target point at the moment. Okay, so just taking first half out into the 200 here, just on 10 pips, so we'll see if we can push any further. Stop now, we can move to the lows just below the R3, 4-hourly R3 pivot. You could even tighten it up a bit closer if you wished to break even. The thinking behind moving up to break even, of course, is that if it does roll over from here, it could really just take those lows out and continue in that way. Certainly, if you have not moved your stops up at the moment, I would certainly move the stop up now to break even. This has just broken through those points of resistance I was looking at, so if it does roll over from here, it's more likely to take a bigger move down. We are running into some prior highs here, so there is some other resistance, but it's just worth moving up to break even at this point. Looking ahead at possible continuation targets, we've got the Asian session highs as the target. If we move back to the 60-minute chart here, well, that Asian session high would give us the high of the little doji that was put in an hour or two ago. We could then see ourselves possibly making a bit of a recovery up towards the 200. Maybe beyond the 50, even back towards that hourly 50. Maybe a bit hopeful the way the moves have gone, but in terms of this morning's price action, I mean, if we were to see the usual average true range of 100 pips, well, it's certainly in the target levels. Okay, my position is currently 20 pips up, just over 20 pips up now. We'll look at splitting the remaining half of the position, so we'll look at I'm just setting a target into that area of 50.86, so that'll be at 30 pips. Looking to take a part off at 8, so it'll be 30 pips on the second. Well, it'll be a quarter because I've taken half off, so it'll be a quarter left after that to see if we can run up. At that point, I'll move the stop up a little bit behind this little retracement that we saw here, just under the 200 moving average. So that will give me a gain. Well, that's entry was at 50.56. That will give me 9 pips on that entry there. Okay, so just taking half of the remaining trade, so a quarter off here, so another contract coming off here at, we're just actually, I've got a pip over the time I press the button, so 31 pips on the second part of the trade. Now stops up to a 9 pip position there, so worst case scenario is this was to roll over now, the final part of the trade will give me 9 pips. In fact, I may just make it 10 to keep it even. Morning, David. Sorry if I just realised I welcomed someone on the video here as I'm trying to record it in our trading room. So someone just arrived in our trading room. Sorry about that. But I am trading this live with the guys this morning and calling it. So you can see exactly what's happening as we run through the morning here, but or this early part of the morning. I've got to actually dash off now to take my children to school. It's part of a great bit of trading, more time with the children at times. So I'm leaving this position now. As I say, I've just moved the stop actually to plus 10. So whatever happens here, I'll have had 10 off of half of it. If it was, or 3/4 of it, if it came back down towards that, and 30 off of a quarter, so one contract at 30 pips, and that would be 3 contracts at 10 pips. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll be 2 contracts at 10 pips, and the rest will continue to march onwards. Okay, just come back from the school run, and as you can see, the last position was stopped out. But overall, when you're looking at this trade this morning, we took 1 unit at plus 10, which was effectively where the target was. I then took a second, sorry, 1 unit. I took 2 units at plus 10, 1 unit at plus 31 as it was, and the third unit, fourth unit even, eventually came out and stopped out at plus 10. So overall for the day, for this morning, I've averaged 15 pips. It's 60 pips made over the 4 contracts. So however you look at that, whether that's for you, I mean those depending how you trade it, and what sort of size positions you're putting on, that could be anywhere from effectively, if you're starting off at £1 a point, that would be in £60 a point. So it's not a bad start. Bearing in mind where that would have been 4 units. So in fact that would have been overall that would have been an average of 15 quid on that position. If you're putting 4 contracts in, or £4 a point overall, that's 60 quid, and so on. So you can see where we sort of you can soon build it up. Of course, it's £600, or sorry, $600 rather, on a straightforward 4 standard lots that's just been made. So reasonable morning to start with. Now markets have moved into a choppy position. I'm not going to be calling or recording any more trades from that. I just wanted to get an early trade off there. Hopefully it's my favorite time to trade in the morning. It's also the best time, well, for me it's the best time to trade. It's that earlier stage in the morning. Quite often we get the beginning of a continuation. This is the sort of thing we teach and we go through in a lot of detail in our live trading courses. Also we cover this sort of thing in our day trading room as well. The trade was called live. As I was speaking to you, I was speaking to the guys in our trading room, so you can understand what we're doing there. Obviously with the guys I'll give a lot more detail behind, and when we're teaching this was a very high probability trade in the first place, although I know you'll say, well, it was going against trend in the short term, but I had a high probability trade set up that I was looking at in terms of the reward, the initial reward, hence why my initial target was around about that 10 pip area. So a good one to start with. Looking very quickly at where we are with the markets at the moment, and starting off with the pound dollar. As you can see from a daily perspective now, very much looks like this has rolled over this move. It has tested the lower bands. Whether it can pull up, well, we'll have to wait and see. At the moment I've become quite bearish on it again as we're looking. Euro dollar, I'm sorry, I'm going to just bring this back to two screens here and showing you at one go. It held yesterday's lower band, it didn't quite get up to the highs, to the upper bands and the 50 MAs, etc., which would have been nice if it could have got up to the upper bands. It would have been a nice move. We've pushed up again this morning. It looks like it's trying to tap and break the sort of shorter term trend line or intermediate term trend line here, but just not managing to do so, which as we move through this morning, it could mean further weakness. Okay, looking at dollar yen, I haven't been trading this. It's just completely choppy. You can see from a daily perspective there's no way of trading this, and I'm not going to try and trade it as it is at the moment. I mean, even scalping, it's a mess. So I've been leaving the dollar yen. And finally the Aussie dollar. Seen it break down again this morning. It's pushing right back down again this morning. Yesterday made as it's tested its monthly 200. If I just switch this to a monthly chart here, just tested the monthly 200. So we may get a bounce off that, but it is looking weak at the moment, and it could easily be passed at this rate. It's looking pretty weak as the dollar continues to gain strength. Okay, that's all from me. As I say, just a reminder, we've got the live trading days coming up, so the live trading course, which will be literally going, you'll see our charts, we'll be calling trades just as I had using this example on the video this morning. It's a great chance to ask lots of more questions. Obviously on these videos it's very difficult for you to ask questions because you're only on the other end of something that here's what we've just done or doing video, but at such events you can ask a lot more. Of course our day trading room guys also have that opportunity. So I wish you a great weekend. I will be back next week, and no doubt Charlie will be back from skiing all in one piece, just about. Have a great one. Bye for now.